Hey girl, hey, I hear you're trying to build a booty, but let me back up for a quick second. Are we trying to build muscle or just be in the gym, throw a weight around, and get sweaty for no real reason? Because those are two very different things. And the way that you're doing your reps might be the exact thing that's holding your progress back. There are three parts to every movement, and if you actually want to see good progress in the gym and grow some muscle, you should understand all of them. Most people only pay attention to one part, the concentric. That is the lifting part, the drive, the squeeze, the part where the muscle contracts and shortens to move the weight. And it's usually because it's the most obvious. It's the part where the weight is moving, where you feel like you're working really hard. But just because it's the most noticeable doesn't mean it's the most important. And if that's the only part that you're focused on, you're leaving a ton of progress on the table. Then we have the isometric, the tiny pause, the control at the bottom or at the top, the moment where you stop using momentum and actually keep tension where you want it, on the muscle you're trying to grow. Most people recognize the isometric in a plank when you're standing still, not moving, but that core, those muscles are contracted and working. A good isometric prevents bouncing through the movement and momentum and forces you to stay in control. And finally, the eccentric. This is the lengthening of the muscle, the slow, controlled stretch. It's the part that most people rush through, and when you do, you miss out on a lot of stimulus for muscle growth. The eccentric can create very high levels of mechanical tension, which is basically one of the largest drivers of hypertrophy, aka muscle growth. So if you're speeding through your reps and not controlling that eccentric stretch, you are cheating yourself out of progress. I like to think of the eccentric, aka the lowering or lengthening phase, as resisting gravity. Not just letting the weight fall, but actively resisting it on the way down. This is where your muscles are forced to stay engaged while they're stretching, which research has shown over and over again is really just such a powerful driver of strength improvements and muscle growth. You might have even heard of this being referred to as the negative. For example, a negative pull-up is just focusing on slowly lowering yourself down from the bar with control. But this is where it gets confusing for some people because the eccentric does look different across different exercises. In a Romanian deadlift, it's the slow lowering of the weight down your legs that you're controlling the stretch in your hamstrings. That's the eccentric. But on the seated hamstring curl, it's resisting as your legs come back up, kind of the opposite direction. On a lat pull down, it's slowly letting the bar travel back up instead of just letting it snap back up. Each movement will look a little different. Sometimes the concentric is a press, sometimes it feels more like a squeeze, but the rule stays the same. Concentric is contracting the muscle. Eccentric is that slow, controlled stretch. And isometric is a pause with tension, not relaxing or letting the weight off, but a pause with control and tension. So it's not necessarily about the direction of the movement, but rather controlling the lengthening of the muscle. And that control creates a huge stimulus or message to our body to grow. And it's very effective. Muscle growth is not just about lifting the weight or moving from point A to point B. For you to see good progress in the gym and your physique, you want as much mechanical tension as possible throughout the entire rep, the stretch, the hold, the squeeze. And when you master these three parts with great execution first, then you add weight, the results are unprecedented. We want to make sure we have a great execution on all three parts before even thinking or worrying about how much weight you can throw around. Say it again. 8 intentional, controlled reps will do so much more for your body than 12 to 15 rush, crappy half-set reps ever will. Because again, your body responds to tension, not just movement. And if you want to learn all of the details on how to progressively overload, check out this video. And that's it for today, guys. Go build your strongest, most confident body, get in the gym, and lift some heavy ass. It's 95 degrees out. I don't know why the fuck I'm wearing this. I'm overheating. Okay, let's go. Beep, boop, feeling good.